Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be TBR jar picks my August TBR. So I've seen Rachel Catherine do this, I've seen Sara Carolli do this, and it just looked so fun. So basically what I did is I got this jar, and in Sara Carolli's video she put like the prompts in the description box. So I printed those out, I cut those up, I put them in here, and then I added like a few of my own. So first off, for my August TBR, I do have to read this for school. So I'm automatically going to have to read this in August. But I'm thinking I can probably read 6 other books besides this, hopefully. I'm putting my goal lower than like 10 or something just because August is back to school season. It gets pretty busy. So I don't want to put like too much on my plate. And I might not even finish 6 books, and that's okay. But I am going to pick 6 prompts from this jar and pick 6 books on my TBR. So this is my TBR card. I have not read any of these books, which is kind of ridiculous. The fact that, yeah, I really need to go on a book buying ban and focus on my physical TBR. But I kind of organized them in like romance, mystery, classics. So I'm going to pick 6 prompts from this jar, and they're going to determine what my August TBR is going to be. I am very excited. Okay. I didn't fold them very well, so I'm going to like close my eyes when I pick one up. Okay. The first one is book with place in the title. Wait, does that mean book with the word place? Or does it mean like a location? I think it's location, because, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's location. Okay, let's look through the TBR. Okay, so the 2 books that I am going to choose between for book with place in the title is These Silent Woods, since woods is a place, and this is a mystery. Okay, so this is about Cooper and his daughter Finch, and they've lived out in like a cabin completely isolated for 8 years. And Cooper wants it that way because apparently he has a lot to hide, but Finch is starting to push back. She's starting to wonder about the outside world. And that's pretty much all it says on the back. Okay, except it does say, like the thing at the top says, no electricity, no family, no connection to the outside world. That sounds very creepy. That is really intriguing though. So that's the first one. And then the second is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, which is also like a location or a place. Okay, so basically Jess needs a fresh start, and her brother isn't thrilled about her coming to live with him, but he didn't say no either, so she's going to live with her brother at his Paris apartment. But when she gets there, her brother's not there, and his neighbors aren't exactly friendly. And so I think this is about like the disappearance of her brother Ben, and it's kind of about the residents of his apartment building. And so I think the suspects are his neighbors and the people who live in that apartment building. Okay, so personally, this one sounded a little bit more intriguing to me. So These Silent Woods is the first book going on my TBR. So that's the first one. Let's pick another. This one is book that everyone is talking about. Okay, the 3 books that I picked to choose between for book that everyone is talking about, I took this to mean very literally. Like, Song of Achilles is on my TBR, but that was mostly talked about like 2 years ago, you know? And so I took it to mean like things I've seen pop up on like my YouTube recently. So the 3 that I picked to choose between is Malibu Rising, which is basically about all of these rich kids in the 80s, and it's kind of about their relationship with their father, I believe. That's what I've heard about. I've heard a lot of people talking about Malibu Rising. And I think it goes back and forth. Like, I think it time jumps between past and present. But it sounds good. Okay, the next one is It Happened One Summer, which is like a Grumpy Sunshine romance. And it's about Piper, who is fashionable, and I think she lives in like LA or New York City. I don't know. I think she lives in a city, but her stepfather cuts her off and sends her and her sister to their father who died, his old bar, which is in Westport, Washington, which is like a super small town. And she meets Brendan. He's a sea captain. Okay. And so I think it's a bit of enemies to lovers, Grumpy Sunshine. But this has always been talked about. It literally has summer in the title, and so I feel like because it's summer, everyone is talking about it, everyone's recommending it. So that's the next one. And then rock, paper, scissors. This was more talked about like last year, like kind of, I think, last bit of 2022, and then I guess spring of 2023. But this is a mystery by Alice Feeney, who's so popular. And it is about Mr. and Mrs. Wright. And Adam, Mr. Wright, has face blindness, which means he can't recognize people. So, like, he can't recognize his own wife. But it sounds like there are definitely some secrets in their marriage, because Mrs. Wright, Amelia, has written a letter every single one of their anniversaries for 10 years, and she never lets him read it. So she's clearly saying something that she wants to tell him, but she won't let him know. Like, there are clearly some secrets going on. And I specifically heard Sara Carolli, like, be obsessed with this book. Like, apparently she really likes this book. So I've definitely heard good things about this. Because we already have These Silent Woods as a mystery, I think I'm gonna not pick this one. So it's between It Happened One Summer and Malibu Rising. And I don't know. Personally, I think I'm more interested in Malibu Rising. So I'm gonna pick Malibu Rising. We are ready for book 3, so we're ready for the prompt for book 3. Okay, the third prompt is book set in summer. This is literally like half of the books here, so this will be very hard to choose from, but we will find one. Okay, so I've decided for my book set in summer, I'm going to read The Truth About Forever. I have never read Sarah Dessen, and I think I said in a video a while ago that I didn't like the movie Along for the Ride. Like, because, okay, I've seen Along for the Ride, but I haven't read it. But I have watched it, like, again since I said that, and I enjoyed it. So I'm taking it back. I enjoyed Along for the Ride. I think it was hard to get into. But that's really random and besides the point. But I really do want to read a Sarah Dessen book, so I think I'm going to read The Truth About Forever. This is about Macy, and she's just like bored. It's a hot summer. Her boyfriend's off at camp. She's just doing boring things, whatever, until she meets Wes, a boy with a past, a taste for truth-telling, and an amazing artistic talent. The kind of boy who could turn any girl's world upside down. So that sounds really good, and she just has like cute summer romances, I think. That's what I've heard. But the fact that I haven't read a Sarah Dessen book is, I feel like, very wrong, and I need to fix that. I also need to read an Ellen Hildebrand book, because I haven't read an Ellen Hildebrand book. That is like a tongue twister. But, alright, third book on the August TBR, The Truth About Forever, Sarah Dessen. Alright, time for the fourth prompt. Okay, so far we have like romance, literary fiction, and a mystery. So we're pretty versatile right now. Okay. The next prompt is book you've started but never finished. Whew. Okay, I feel like books that I've started but haven't finished, I haven't finished them for a reason. You know, like I got bored of it and I have no intention of continuing reading it. Okay, actually I have a whole stack of books on my bedside table that I've started but haven't finished, so I'm gonna go bring those over. So these are all the books that I've started but haven't finished. I'm just gonna run through them really fast. Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins. I just didn't really get into it. After We Collided by Anna Todd. Not the greatest book. The Wild Robot. It's a little young for me, but it's one of my friend's favorite books, so I was trying to read it for her. And yeah. Endurance. I did not have the endurance to continue this book. Night Sky with Exit Wounds. Poetry, and it just didn't captivate me. Pride and Prejudice. The language is very hard to read. Aesop's Fables. It's an entire book of fables. Everything on It. Poetry that didn't really speak to me. Okay, so I think it's between After We Collided and Night Sky with Exit Wounds. I think I'll try to finish After We Collided. I just want to finish it. Also, I have a video planned, and I think I could read this for a video. So, the book that I'm choosing for book you've started but never finished, After We Collided. We are on our fifth prompt. Okay, we have 2 more books to go. Fifth prompt. one is folded like a million times. Book with flowers / trees / leaves on the cover. Ooh, I like this one. I like the ones that have to do with the cover. I think that's interesting. Well, I have 2 romance books already, so I might need a break from romance. But, okay, One Italian Summer, I'm filming this in July. I might want to read this, like, in July. I think I'll do The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. I read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, and it wasn't my favorite, but I want to give her another chance. I think she deserves another chance. I mean, it's Agatha Christie. I think I'm going to go with The Mysterious Affair at Styles. Alright, this is the very last book I am picking for my August TBR, so I better make this prompt count. I better pick a good one. Okay. Book title starts with the. This is going to be like half of these. This is so many. Okay. This is the entire stack. Do y'all see this? That's as tall as me. This is the entire stack of books that start with the. So I'm just going to run through them really quickly, and I'm going to put them in piles of maybe and then like automatic no. The Confidence Code, nah. The Lost World, The Light We Lost, The Picture of Dorian Gray, The Half of It, The Giver, The Odyssey, The French Girl, The Christie Affair, The Paris Apartment, The Midnight Lock, The One, The Last Thing He Told Me, The Bromance Book Club, The Dead Romantics, The Friend Zone, The Bookshop of Second Chances, The Song of Achilles, The Odds of Loving Grover Cleveland, and The Sun and Her Flowers. These are the 4 that I'm thinking about. First off, The Half of It. I definitely want to read this soon. Basically, I watched the podcast that Madison Beer did with Call Her Daddy on Spotify, and she talked about her book, and she opened up about a lot of things that she hadn't talked about before, and said that she went into like greater detail and kind of like told her story in her memoir, and so I was really excited and bought that. So I definitely want to read that soon. The Picture of Dorian Gray. My friend recommended this to me and said she really, really liked it. I don't really get what it's about. Like, it seems like it's just about this guy's life, Dorian Gray. But I do, one of my 2023 goals was to read 6 classics, and I've read like 1, I think. I have not read 6. So I think this might be one of the 6 that I read. Next, The Light We Lost. I've heard this is heartbreaking. I think it might be literary fiction, which after reading In 5 Years and realizing that that's literary fiction, I think I like literary fiction because that was so good. And this is supposedly heartbreaking. And I haven't read a sad book since In 5 Years. And then The One, which I've heard, my friend recommended it to me, my mom recommended it to me, I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and it sounds like a really creative plotline. And it's now a major TV series. I just saw that. I don't have any sad books in this pile, so I think I'm going to add The Light We Lost to my August TBR. So this is the final book in my August TBR. Real quick, let's just go over all of the books that we picked. Starting off, we have These Silent Woods. Next is Malibu Rising, The Truth About Forever, YA romance during the summer. After We Collided, second book in the After franchise. Started it a while ago, still have not finished. The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I know nothing about this except for the fact that it's set in England and written by Agatha Christie. The Light We Lost, heartbreaking romance. Alright, that is my August TBR. I am really excited to start reading these books. I really enjoyed this, and I think I might do this for September too, depending on how I enjoy these books and how y'all enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts are, and I will put all of the prompts in the description so that y'all can try it out too. Bye, you guys. Have a great day.